Okay, welcome to Journey of the Heart as we continue our exploration of Chapter 10, and we're up to Fourfold Truth. So let's have a look using the Tasty Tarot, because that's what I'm going to use for this chapter. So what do we need to know about the, what's it called? Fourfold Truth. Fourfold Truth. Okay, whoa! Okay, there's some things that might be ending, but when things end, it does give us new opportunities. Okay, so when things end, it does give us new opportunities. What else do we need to know about the Ten of Swords? Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, when things end, it gives us new opportunities, right? There's some things that end, but it brings something together. Interesting, with the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Cups pop out there. That was quite interesting there. So when things end, it does give us the opportunity for something new. There's always hope. And here we have Four of Wands with that sense of celebrating, a commitment, a sense, again, you get that sense of building stability, foundations in the situation. So here we've got something that ends, something that finishes, something that needs to be final. So when something's actually final, and whatever you need to let go of, or whatever needs to happen, it does bring us a much clearer hope to the picture. It does feel like everything sort of comes together. It feels like there's a sense of conclusion. There's a conclusion to the story, right? And so it gives you the chance to sort of celebrate in the moment for what it is. It's like you're building foundations, you're building a sense of stability in your energy and your passions, your desires. Everything feels like it's sort of starting to sort of come together in some way. So what an interesting reading there. Love that. Okay, so let's have a look. Fourfold Truth. Another way to cultivate larger vision and overcome oppositional mind is by recognizing how truth and distortion are always operating on both sides of any relationship conflict. This is because we all embody a mixture of wisdom and karmic entanglements, sanity, and neurosis. Therefore, we really speak with a single tongue of unalloyed clarity and truth. On one hand, our unconditioned being, our wisdom mind or wisdom heart, naturally wants to connect with things as they are. In the sensitivity and responsiveness to reality lie our basic sanity and goodness. Yet, at the same time, our conditioned personality finds security through maintaining and defending its habitual version of reality. Our need to convince ourselves that the way we see things is the truth may be so strong that we are often willing to harm a relationship just to prove that we're right. Yet through our blind spots, projections, hopes and fears invariably introduce distortions into our relationship. The saving grace is that something genuine inside us is always trying to shine through. Even though when I fall in love, I distort the situation by projecting my own recognized power and radiance onto my beloved, I am also perceiving her real beauty at the same time, and I'm trying in a roundabout way to connect with my larger being. Similarly, no matter how crazy my partner and I become in our fights with each other, there is usually some kernel of truth in what each of us is trying to express. Yet, when I set myself in opposition of her, trying to prove myself wrong and her right, I can see only my own truth and her distortions. She does the same with me, yet we are both expressing some truth. The problem is that we do not also see our own distortions. As a result, we hold things against each other and our opposition hardens. For example, a man who needs more space in a relationship may distort this truth by projecting his fears of his mother onto his partner, and thus resenting her need for closeness. This will make it hard for her to hear and appreciate his truth, because she will feel compelled to show him that he is wrong. Her truth is that she wants him to engage with her more fully, Yet she may express this need in a distorted way, through pressuring or blaming him. This only makes it harder for him to hear, much less appreciate her need for closeness. One way a couple can work with such a deadlock is through recognizing fourfold truth, that each of us has their sides, has both a genuine and distorted component. In encouraging a couple to do this, I ask them each to state their truth simply and follow this by acknowledging to each other the distorted way it has been coming across. When one partner can openly acknowledge his distortions to the other and listen to her truth in turn, her cause for resentment and opposition starts to fall away. She no longer has to fight to get him to see her side. As the issue of who is right and who is wrong loses importance, they begin to really hear each other for a change. Unfortunately, it is not always easy to distinguish what is genuine in our experience from what is distorted. That is where an awareness practice such as mindfulness, meditation, or present-centered psychotherapy can be particularly useful. These disciplines slow down the busy mind. By sharpening awareness and discernment, they can help us separate our immediate experience from our stories. They teach us how to create a friendly, unbiased space, free from blame, in which we can distinguish simple truths from the paranoid imaginings of oppositional mind. To clear up the distortions that accumulate and clog the flow of love in a relationship, we may want to create this kind of friendly listening space with our partner whenever we become locked into serious opposition. I have found that it is often helpful to deliberately set aside time with my partner, an hour a day or a weekend, to articulate our different truths and untangle our distortions. This works best if we can begin by mutually affirming our willingness to listen to each other and acknowledge our distortions and our intentions not to make each other wrong or freeze into defensive reactions. Then each of us can take turns airing what needs to be said, while the other listens and simply repeats back the main points. After that, the listening partner can respond. We continue to go back and forth like that until we each feel that the other has really heard us. As our own distortions come to light, we may feel and express genuine remorse about how we've hurt each other. Sharing this also helps bring us closer again. Trusting the relationship as a teacher. Often two partners become locked in opposition, not just to each other, but to the whole situation they're in. When this happens, an extremely helpful way to develop larger vision and overcome oppositional mind is by recognizing whatever is happening between them as a teacher. When two people create a path together, it is as though their individual intelligence and wisdom join together in a synergistic way, acting as a larger guiding force that can show them each where they most need to grow. As an expression of life's basic movement towards greater wholeness, working in and through their relationship, this couple intelligence can be an accurate and trustworthy guide. When two partners appreciate that their connection invariably points them in the direction of growth, they can begin to regard any situation that comes up in their relationship as a teacher. One way that such couple intelligence works is through a natural balancing process. Anything that one partner ignores, the other will feel a greater need to emphasize. Whatever quality of being I deny, such as power, softness, or playfulness, my partner will find herself feeling an urge to express more strongly. Just as when I deny my anger, my stomach may act it out for me in the form of indigestion, so my partner may enact it in the form of unreasonable rages. All I want is peace and quiet, while she is suddenly angry about every little thing. Regarding the relationship as a teacher means that I can trust that what is happening between us contains a certain intelligence, so I can step back and ask myself, she is always angry these days. What is this trying to teach me? If I do this, I will find that the situation contains an important message for me. Here are some more examples of how a couple can use what is going on in their interaction as a teacher. One couple I know were both feeling restless after being together for 3 years. At first they were tempted to make up scare stories such as, maybe our relationship is over. If they kept going in that direction, their stories would have become self-fulfilling prophecies. Instead, they took a different tack. Regarding their restlessness as a teacher, This helped them to see how they had each been using their relationship to make things safe and to avoid branching out into new areas of personal development. The restlessness that at first seemed like such a threat to their relationship was pointing to certain unrealized potentials which they had been trying to ignore. Another couple found themselves going through a period of intense fighting in their second year of being together and did not know what to make of it. They both imagined that their relationship was about to self-destruct, yet when they looked for the intelligence in their fighting, they found that it was a sign that they were going deeper with each other, that they had ever gone before with anyone else. Their fights were expressing deep-seated fears that needed to be recognized and dealt with. When they saw this, they could address their fears more directly. This relieved the panic that something was desperately wrong with their relationship and helped them keep moving forward. A third couple became upset when their sexual desire seemed to disappear for a long stretch of time. It was easy to imagine that their passion for each other had finally exhausted itself. Yet, when they looked more closely at the situation, they found that they were both yearning for a deeper sexual connection with each other. It was as though some larger intelligence in them wanted their old routine, predictable sexual patterns to wither away, so that something new could emerge. Although they were not sure what this new kind of sexuality would be like, they found their way by setting aside time to be with each other in a sensual way, without any agenda, and paying attention to how their energies wanted to connect. At times, a couple's larger intelligence may be a firm taskmaster, forcing them to face unpleasant truth and learn lessons they would rather avoid. It may be urging them in new directions, despite their reluctance to go there. This is too much. I didn't get involved in a relationship in order to deal with this. Yet, this couple intelligence can be trusted because its aim is greater wholeness and vitality. If a couple does not respond to what their interaction is prodding them to learn, the lesson will usually keep coming back in harsher, more forceful ways until it finally commands their attention. Consider the case of one couple who refused to regard what was happening in their marriage as a teacher. After 8 years together, they began to notice an increasing sense of emptiness and distance between them. This brought up feelings of loneliness and fear of loss, which neither of them wanted to face. So instead of consciously exploring the emptiness they felt and using it as a guide to help them work on things between them, they tried to fill it up by taking other lovers. This caused their marriage to fall apart, but so slowly and painfully that they each lost their lovers as well. Then they each had to face their emptiness in a much more painful way. It would have been wiser to look for the intelligence in the emptiness they were feeling, align themselves with it, and learn from it. This would have allowed them to find the direction of growth contained in their impasse. Regarding the situations that crop up in a relationships as teachers can help us avoid fighting with them, which only wastes energy. Instead, as in the dance of Aikido, we can learn to move with whatever is happening and use it to further our unfolding. Okay, that's it for today. Don't forget to check the links down below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.